You're removing the dirty plate and the knife fell off. There's going to maybe be some food on the ground. Take a napkin and pick up the food. Make sure the area is clean around them.
So
Yes.
we can bring the knife immediately and then say sorry. And
You just say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Go down, pick the knife up, take a Kleenex, clean up the dirt, and take it to the kitchen. And if they need other cutlery, bring clean, present it before them. I wanted to say something. I wanted to wait till this girl got back. Let's just say that you spill a glass of red wine on a white shirt. A man is all dressed up for the evening, taking his girl dancing, and you spill a glass of red wine on his shirt.
This is your case, your own case, or?
No, just using it as an example. What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do?
So you mean this example, waitress just for the not.
Let's just say
or the guest done by themselves.
even if the guest's done by themselves, that's their problem really, but you still have to come and clean up the mess.
Yes.
But if you've served a glass of wine and you've put it maybe too close to the tip of the knife or something, and then you pull your hand away and the base of the glass tips on the knife and the wine goes. Let's just say any example, it can happen anyway, but let's just say the wine hits this beautiful white shirt. What are you going to do? Does anybody know? Think it through now. I want you to think it through. What are you going to do?
I'm so sorry.
Yes, I'm so sorry you're going to apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Please, let me help you. Take away the old wine glass, clean off the table. What else are you going to do? Yeah, you can call the manager, but first of all, you have to work through what you're going to do. Let's say the wine fell in his dinner and then hit him. For an example, I'm just using examples. So the wine, part of the wine spilled into his main dish and it hit him. So you're going to apologize. You're going to remove the wine. You're going to remove the food. You take it back to the kitchen, say, I've had a mistake. Can you please make the gentleman another plate? And you're going to clean off the table as much as possible around him, right? And give him a clean napkin to take away as much wine as possible. And they should probably have free dry cleaning facilities on the ship, so it would go free, right? Or you can give them a business card for a dry cleaner. If you're in a restaurant on the street here, you give them a business card of a dry cleaner and say, I'm very sorry, sir, about what happened to your shirt tonight. Please take this business card for a dry cleaner very close to where you live, and it's on the house, right? So you pay for the damage that you've done, yeah, and cover your mistake. Yeah, make sure you cover your mistake.
Teacher Mary,
Yes.
if that there's so much customer and a lot of children, normally they have chair for the children,
High
right?
chairs.
High chair. If that they not enough high chair for every children, what you gonna do?
Oh, you just the children will have to sit on the parent's lap, or if there's an extra chair, they can sit on the chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they must understand, right? Because high chair must limited, not for everyone.
Yes, high chair for small children. Yeah, and some children can get very messy. You know, they throw their food all over the place, and you just have to quietly come along and pick up the mess, keep the area clean. Because somebody could slip on an egg, or could slip on beans, or could slip on the food. Another waitress coming in to help your section if you're too busy, and they see somebody needs water, and they'll come into your section and help you pour water or release coffee or something, always make sure there's no food on the floor that anybody can slip on. Yeah? I had an accident once. I slipped on oil, not in a restaurant, but in an apartment. Somebody had spilled oil on the floor and they hadn't wiped it. And I was walking and I went right back. I broke my tailbone. I broke my bone. And I'm a dancer. I love to dance. And I couldn't dance for 2 years because I broke my tailbone. So always make sure that everything is cleaned up around you, especially food at your table. People throwing food, or, you know, maybe some people come in drunk and they chicken wing bone or something. Very dangerous. You're walking in a high-heeled shoe, the woman is going to go flying, or the children's going to fall and trip. So just even if there's a busboy around, just say, excuse me, be nice to him, treat him nice. He's the same as you. Say, excuse me, my guest has dropped some food. Could you please come and clean it up so nobody hurts themselves? Make it very easy. Always smile. Always be polite. Yes. You know, people will love you. People will love you and honor you and respect you back. Yeah? Very important.
Next week. Yeah, next week.
Okay, this is something about the table arrangements, but we'll do it anyway. Let's just say that you're standing at the head of a table here, and you have 4 guests, 1, 2, 3, 4 sitting opposite. Never, 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 they're finished their meal, never stretch over the table and take their plate away. You've got space. Walk around the table and say, excuse me, may I take your plate? Are you finished? Remove the plate. Yes. May I take your glass? Take the glass. Then move to the next person. Are you finished, ma'am? May I take your plate? But never, ever, ever stretch across the table. Right?
Yeah.
Let's just say this is a plate and you're stretching right in front of them and pulling the plate up over them. Very rude. Never, ever do that. There you go. Always walk around your table and gently come in. Ah, you finished your meal? How was it? Did you enjoy it? Okay. May I take your plate? Yeah. Good, good. And then go to the next person. Very easy. Okay. We talked about the dessert menu. One thing that's very important, when your guests come in, within 1 to 2 minutes of them sitting down,
หยาบคายค่ะ
within 1 to 2 minutes of them sitting down and, you know, relaxing, you come and you introduce yourself. And once you bring out the starter, maybe 1 or 2 minutes after they've been eating, you come out and you say, oh, how is your food? Are you happy? You enjoy the taste? Yes. How are the children? Are they liking? Da, 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 da. Yeah. Always keep a repertoire throughout the meal. Yes. Keep up to date with what's good, what's not good, what you could have done better. You'll see, oh, I should have done that. You know, never mind. Next table you'll do it. Don't come down on yourself. Yes. So 1 to 2 minutes. When a table comes in and they sit down, let them relax. Unless it's evening meal and you might need to put napkin on them, pull the chair out. But for daytime, it's normally breakfast in, out, get to the pool, da da da. They're not really so worried about the detail things. But at night, it's detail. Yeah? You can look up the life on a cruise ship. Look it up on YouTube. And you'll see many, 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 many detailed things about working on a cruise ship on YouTube. Yeah? All right? So 1 to 2 minutes when they come in, and then 1 to 2 minutes after you serve the first part of the meal, the starter. Just come in again and say, are you happy with the food? Yes. Just make sure your customer is always happy. Good, good. All right. When they're coming to the end of their meal, maybe just before dessert, because not everybody eats dessert, right? People are very health conscious these days. They don't want to eat chocolate, and like me, I love chocolate and ice cream. As you type people with your ice cream. And so they don't want to eat that kind of thing. So just before they're finishing off their main course, you go to the register, you prepare a bill. This is if you're working in a restaurant. You prepare a bill. You have it prepared ahead of time.
Okay.
Very important. So, because if you have another 4 tables come in, and you're busy serving them, and then and you've got a problem in the kitchen, you got to run to the kitchen and see why your food hasn't come out. It should take 15 minutes to cook my ribs. How come they're not here? It's 20 minutes already. You have to go to the kitchen, check. Another table's come in, so you got 2 extra tables. You haven't even attended to them yet. What are you going to do? Right? So you have to be super efficient. So prepare the bill so that when they say, oh, excuse me, Mark, we're in a bit of a hurry. Can we pay the bill now? You say, yes, ma'am. The bill is already ready for them. You come, you say, there you are, and you place it on the table. Already done. Yes? So learn to be super efficient all the time. Almost done, and then we can.
อาจารย์คะหนูถามนิดนึงถ้าเป็นกรณีที่แบบว่าเราดูแล4 โต๊ะใช่ไหมคะแล้วก็อาหารเนี่ยโต๊ะที่ 1เขามาก่อนแต่อาหารโต๊ะที่ 2ได้ก่อนไม่ได้มันก็กุ๊กมันไม่แน่โต๊ะหนึ่งก่อนมันอาจจะเป็นไปได้
Okay, the question is that suppose we have 2 or 3 tables to look after, but the first table already ordered, but I don't know, maybe take time for their food item or not. But for the second table, their food already come, and guests may think that why I just first order but not first come.
Sure.
What to do?
มีกรณีอย่างนี้
This is why you need to know your menu. You need to know the timing of how long items take to cook. Right? Maybe they ordered a steak and it's been cooked well done and it's going to take 10 minutes. But the man that came in ordered a salad. Well, obviously his food is going to be served first because it's a salad, But the man with the steak, he's starting to get irritated. Hey, they came in before me. How come they were served first and I wasn't served? So you can just go over and say, oh, I'm sorry, sir, your food will be ready shortly. Steak takes long. It takes long to cook. You can give a little bit of an explanation. But just simply say, yes, your steak is coming, sir. It's on its way. Be out in 2 minutes. Because you know your timing.
Yeah.
So you're on the ball all the time. There's no room for error or mistake because you know your job. It's very important. Yeah. Okay, understand? What other questions do you have?
เราบอกโต๊ะ 1ไปแล้วใช่ไหมว่าเวลาให้เขาทำเล็กแต่ภาพโต๊ะ 2จะสำหรับง่ายกว่าใช่อ้าวดูแล้วโอเค
สมมติเขา
เราบอกเขาไปแล้วเขาก็ต้องรู้ไงฝรั่งเรียน
have same fruit steak same but give ผิดนะคะอาจารย์แบบเสิร์ฟผิดโต๊ะแบบเนี้ย
Okay, serving the wrong table.
Oh, so you've got 2 orders of steak
yeah
at 2 different tables. And one's cooked rare and one's cooked well done. Medium rare, and you've given the wrong steak to the wrong
Yes.
table. You naughty girl. Okay, so this is another point we were just going to start on. Can I borrow? May I borrow? This is what I used to do.
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you may. Yes, you can. This is what I used to do when I was a waitress. I had, we used to have paper that was 3 pages deep. Yeah, so you had carbon paper and carbon paper in between. So the kitchen got 1 copy, you kept a copy, and one was their bill, right? So it was 3 altogether. It was very easy back then. Now it's all computers, so it's different, right? So, can I write, please?
Can I have
Yeah, yeah. So what I would do is I would put table 1. Table 1, and I might put a description of what the person looked like. I would write just a little note to myself, blonde hair. Lady has blonde hair.
Just
Yes.
make a note.
Yeah, just a little mental note, right? And then I would put steak, rare, you know? And then my other table was maybe table 3, and they just came in, and
Red hair.
yeah, red hair, or maybe the man had round glasses, right? I'd put round glasses. You know, I would make a mental note of what it was, and then he had steak well done, right? So I would just make that little mental note. And because I still had one of the bill in my pocket, because the top one went to the kitchen, right? Or the middle one went to the kitchen. The top one actually was his bill at the end of the night. But the middle one went to the kitchen to get the order. Then when it came out, I would look on my notepad and I would think, okay, blonde hair, rare steak. When they give you a steak, they always put a little stick in it. And the flag color tells you whether it's rare or well done, right? Yes, this is what they do. So they would put a stick in it, and I would know that the red one was rare, meaning blood, right? And so I would know it had to go to table 1 to the blonde hair. So you can do that. Just keep a pen, a little pen with you, and a notepad. You've got many, many tables, and you're getting confused with who's heating what, then just make a little mental note about that person. And do you need lunch, darling?
1
He's so tired.
And one.
He keeps falling off to sleep.
and 1. This just 12.
Yeah, just yeah. It's 12:30. Yeah. Rare. Yeah. So that's easy. But if you give the wrong one to the wrong table, your question, to answer your question, if you give the wrong dish to the wrong table, then you have to quickly rectify that. Because a well done steak and a rare steak is totally different.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
In case, suppose one is rare, another one is medium rare. It's
Yes.
not much different. But another table, the guests already have their meal for one bite. What to do?
You have to take it back to the kitchen. You have to take it all back to the kitchen. And you have to apologize. I'm sorry, I served you the wrong steak, and please let me remove it, and I'll have the chef prepare another one for you. Yeah, very easy. Yeah.
And in case they order the same steak, like same well done, so we serve wrong, and
If they both,
both is
they've both ordered well done steak.
yeah. But the one table 1 is come first, so they're supposed to get earlier than the second table.
So, in your example, how much later did the second steak come out? I'm asking you. It's your question. How much later did the other steak come out? 10 minutes.
Because you say well done, it just take 10 minutes to cook.
โอ้ยมากกว่านั้น 25-30 นาที well done
Well
well
done
done maybe
maybe
take 25 minutes
Yeah, well done will take about 25 minutes.
นานมาก
But you're saying you had 2 tables, both ordered well done steak,
Yeah.
and maybe table 1 ordered 5 minutes before table 6, but they were both well done,
Yeah.
and table 6 got served first before table 1.
Yeah.
What should she do? Well, hopefully table 1 didn't notice that table 6 got their steak first. You know?
Excuse me, I call this because my mother called.
Yes, of course.
ไปไหนอ่ะ
แม่
อ๋อโทรศัพท์ว่าจะไปไหน
So, yeah. All right.
ออย any question
Yeah, any question?
คิดไม่ออกค่ะ
ฟังรู้เรื่องไหม
รู้เรื่อง
เอาไปอ่านตรงนี้
It's not
ไม่ค่ะออยฟังรู้เรื่อง
รู้เรื่องเหรอ
เมื่อกี้ออยแปลให้อยู่
เก่งมากเอ้ย
example.
Mark.
Um,
มันเป็นมนุษย์ไง มันเป็นมนุษย์แบบเขาเรียกอะไรนะมนุษย์
Another
มนุษย์
waitress
อันเนี้ย
bring
แบบว่า
steak. I can again
ตัว
I can talk I can speak again and example this is steak alright
ฮะพูดอะไรนะ
สมมติ เดี๋ยวว่าผมยกตัวอย่างเลย
เอาภาษาไทย
เรา
ได้
ทวนสเต็กได้เลยเวลาเสิร์ฟ
ทวนส
ถาม
เต็ก
ถามแขก
can
อ๋อ จะบอกว่า
แค่เนี่ย
repeat the order
อ่า
before we serve
Another word.
repeat the order before we serve
Okay, so what was the question?
มาร์คพูดอะ
ถามเป็นประโยคคำถาม
เมื่อกี้ที่เราพูดอะ
example อะไรนะ
Mark want to
Repeat-
ask
repeat
that
the
can we
menu.
repeat the menu or the guest order
serve.
before we serve their food
Can we repeat the menu?
Yeah.
What do you mean, darling?
before we serve the food to the guests can we repeat that
Oh,
this
oh,
is
I
the
see.
order.
You mean the cat? Thank you, darling. Let's just say the steak is coming with mashed potatoes and green vegetables,
Yeah.
and you might want to say, I have steak. No, it's not very kosher. It's not really kosher to do that. I mean, you should know. You should know
อ๋อ
who it goes to. But if you're left with one in the hand and there's a person left at the table with no food, then you'll know that food is his. And you could then say to him, you did order steak that's medium rare or that, and confirm it. And then you can put it down. But watch your language skill but know your product and know your people and know what they ordered. It's very important. Now I need to ask to be excused, please. I need to go to the ladies' room. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
พอชไหมพอไหม
Table set for 8 people, but only 4 come to the table. What are you going to do?
Remove the
excuse me madam can I take this
Take the extra plates. Yes, yes. And remove the plates. Yes. Always use your manner. Excuse me, please. Might I remove the plates from the table? Yes. And then remove it and then make it comfortable for them to sit so that they're not just all sitting 4 here because you removed 4 here, but now they can spread out so you can move them around to sit comfortably if you'd like. Yes. Unless a reservation has come in for only 4 people, then you would already have the table ready for them. But if they're just a walk-in and they've sat at a big table and there's no need for all the place setting, then you just come and you remove the rest of the place setting and allow them to sit comfortably with each other. Okay? Or you can sit them if 8 come in or 4 come in and you only have a table of 8 left, then just tell them to wait a minute and I will prepare the table for you.
Can you back up
Yeah.
back up in case that have a guest walk in for 4
Yes.
and sit on the table
And they
eight.
already sit in without your assistance.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then you would want to go and clear off the excess
Oh.
mats and cutlery and allow them to sit around the table, 4 people, evenly, so that they're not all crowded in one section. But if 4 come in and you've only got a table of 8 place settings in the restaurant, then ask them to wait a minute until you prepare a table for them. Okay? Always be watching body language. Always be watching the body language. Is the wife comfortable? Is the husband comfortable? Are they enjoying their food? Is the wine to their taste? Always be watching the body language. You know, sometimes a mother, she might have had a bad day with her children. Maybe her children were naughty and she's frustrated and she's come down to dinner and she's still feeling not at peace.
Mm.
You pick up on that. You pick up on her frustration and you try to make her feel calm without imposing yourself on her, but you just say, oh ma'am, how was your day today? And she might say, oh, don't talk to me about my day, and just say, well, would you like a cup of coffee before you start your meal? Would you like a cappuccino, or would you like something? Offer them something that would make the lady be calm. If a lady is not happy at the dinner table, I'll tell you there's problems. The lady is like the main thing at a dinner table in a family. If the mother is not happy, none of the family is going to be happy. So you have to make sure that mother who's upset is happy. Yeah, you bring her to a place, speak nice things. Oh, you look beautiful. What a lovely dress you have on this evening. I like that color. It's my favorite color. Compliment her, and notice that she's a bit under the weather, and say to her, oh, would you like a nice cup of coffee before you start your meal? Would you like to relax for a while and have a nice cup of coffee? And be pleasant, be served. I can come home and my daughter will say to me, oh mom, you need a cup of tea. She senses it as soon as I walk in the door. Oh mom, you're tired, you've been out shopping all afternoon, you need some tea. Sit down mom, I'll make you tea. And then she goes and she brings me tea and I just go, and she's already calmed me down. She's already brought me peace. She's already made the situation me feeling calmer, So do that, like your mummies do with you. Yes? Yeah, you do the same also. Watch the body language. Very important. All right. The rest is basically for theory this afternoon, which we'll do at the tables. We'll do a lot of role playing at the table this afternoon. Have fun with that. We can laugh with each other. Anyway, it's 10 to 1. You have any more questions before we break for lunch? Or you would like to summarize something?
สรุปไหมคะสรุปได้ไหมคะ
สรุปเอมี่เป็นตัวแทน you have a question
เมื่อกี้ที่ถามอาจารย์ที่ดึงเก้าอี้อะไร
โอ้
ผ้าปูหน้าตัก
they just want to know some word like when the guests come in and we want to serve them a good manner, like pull the chair. You have another word? No, just pull the chair out and put the napkin cross on their lap. That's it. But simple word. Or have any
When a guest comes in, bring the seat out here. Okay. And
นั่งเลยนั่งเลย
don't sit down yet. Stand up. Okay. So you're just coming in to the restaurant. And I say, oh, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
very good.
Oh, good. Please come. Won't you sit down? Okay. And I pull the chair out for you slightly. I let her sit down. I take the napkin from the table. I pull it out and I place it on her lap.
Yes.
Yes. And you should not pull the chair out so far that it's from the table.
Yes.
Because she's going to be sitting at the table, so you don't want to be trying to lift the chair back into the table. Just pull it out slightly, right?
Yes.
That the chair should always touch the tablecloth, not pushed in, but it should just touch it,
โอเค
right? When the table is being set, it should just touch it. Like
You
that.
mean we help them to pull the chair out?
No,
and after
they
that-
don't have anything to do with it. The chair here at the table is like that. You
Yeah.
see, it's just touching the hem of the tablecloth. It's not like that. No, it's just touching very slightly here, right? So the guest comes in and I invite her to sit down. I say, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes.
Please take a seat. And I just pull it out very slightly so that her legs are still underneath the table. If I pull it out way out here, then we have to work out a theory of how to get the chair back to the table. Right? So that would be too far.
Okay.
Right?
โอ้ใช่ใช่อย่า
So
อย่า
just
อย่าลาก
very
อย่าลาก
slightly.
ไกลเกินไปนะประมาณสักครึ่งฟุตพอ เพราะว่าให้เข่าของแขกเนี่ย ก็ยังอยู่ตรงข้าง
Maybe
เนี่ยค่ะ
15 centimeter.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, good for you.
maybe half feet
Yes.
half foot
Yes. Chairs like this on the table, and then you're just going to pull it out enough that's comfortable for her.
About
Sit
centimeter.
down. You say, please. I use this hand a lot. It's serving, even in my personal life, I use this hand a lot because I'm a server, right? So if you came into my house, you're all welcome to my house. If you came to my house, I would open the door and say, hey, welcome. I'm welcoming the guest in, And then if I bring drinks to the coffee table and food, I put it down and I say, please, help yourself. My hand is always being used. It's very gentle and it's very welcoming and it's very embracing. Maybe in the evening some of the children come and play with you as you're cleaning up. You might just want to touch them and say, hey, but don't get too close to them, but keep a distinct distance because you're an employee and they're a guest. You just touch them and say, hey, how are you? Or maybe not even touch them because they might say, oh, this girl came and abused me. You got to be very, very, you got to be very careful. Okay, so, no Barack, come again, no. Here we are. So wait, not to hurry. Yeah, okay, you're coming in. Oh, good evening, ma'am. How are you? Very good. Oh, nice to see you. Welcome. Would you like to sit here? Okay, good. Sit down, please. Right, good. How was your day?
Good.
Good.
hungry
Hungry, good. All right, so now we show you the menu for this evening. You're going to take the menu, you're going to open it up and say, this is our menu and these are our specials this evening. And tell me, what kind of a day have you had?
I'll get the salmon salad please
Okay, salmon salad. Okay, good. Anything else with that?
what else
What comes with salmon salad?
mushroom soup
Mushroom soup. Oh, good. All right, anything else with that?
not right now
All right. Okay, good. Great. Can I offer you something to drink?
yes
What would you like?
apple juice
Apple juice? On ice?
on the rock
On the rocks, that's right. On the rocks. Apple juice on the rocks. That's the correct word. Apple juice on the rocks. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. And then
ใส่น้ำแข็งไง
and prepare what she's asked. Bring her apple juice on the rocks. A tall glass, perhaps, or it might be in a bowl shape, normally a tall glass. And present the glass, and then wait for her food to come out. Yes, yeah. So often I sometimes ask a question, how was your day? Because I might want to know, do you want a relaxing food? Do you want a spicy
I have a long
food?
day
Yeah, I had a long day. She wanted the cream of mushroom soup. I already knew she had a long day because the mushroom soup is relaxing and it's calming, you see? So you can tell by what she ordered as to what kind of day she had. See? So important. Learning the menu. And then if she had answered my question, oh, I had a very long day, then you might say, oh, might I recommend you some soup? Some warm soup. It's relaxing. It's like drinking a green tea latte after a long day. It's like longing for that green tea latte, because you want something sweet and smooth and gentle in your stomach and it relaxes you, So yes, very good answers. Very good.
So normally waiter waitress always come to the right side.
Yes, it's very interesting that you asked that because years ago when I waitressed, when we served the wine or any type of drink, it was always from the right side. But when we served the food, it was always from the left
อ๋อ
side.
เหรอ
So the food we would
เครื่อง
come
ดื่ม
in
ขวา
and
อา
present
หาร
to me
ซ้าย
when you receive take the order come the right
No,
side
when we brought the food to the guest. In the restaurant in Canada I worked in, we would always serve the wine from, or any type of drink from the right side. But when we served the food, we always had to come in to the left side.
Oh.
And even I was waitressing in Scotland last year, same thing. When we brought the food out, we waitered from the left side for the food, but the right side for the drink. But according to YouTube, on cruise ships, that's not how it's done. It's all done from the right hand side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all done from the right hand side.
For the drink for the right side,
Yes.
and food for the left side.
No, no,
Same-
all from the
same
right
side.
side. It's all from the same side. I watched
Same
it last
side.
night. I watched a cruise ship doing their thing last night, and they all bring it in from the right side.
หมายถึง
I would not do that.
หมายถึง
I've
บน
been
เรืออาจารย์
trained to do it from the left side.
Okay.
หมายถึงบนเรือ
ใช่ใช่
บนเรือขวาอย่างเดียว
เข้าขวาอย่างเดียว
แต่ถ้าร้านอาหาร
Yes,
เขา
yes.
จะอืม
But you will
สอน
learn that when you get on the cruise ship. They'll tell you, bring from the right or bring from the
อ่า
left.
ฮะ
But we used to serve from the left because it's a better position to stand from the left and present a piece of fish. And then if they want maybe vegetables, then you take the spoon, the 2 spoons, and you serve it like this. You can see exactly what's going on, and you can know exactly where to put the vegetables. You know, if you're coming from the right side, he might be talking like this, leaning on his elbow, talking to somebody here. He's blocking a view between me and the plate. You see? And my focus is still on the plate. What am I going to do to complete that plate and leave it nice and appetizing for him, right? And so it makes more sense to me to come from the left side. I can go over it later. It makes more sense to come in from the left side. But I think according to cruise rules, you come and do everything from the right. So you'll need to check.
ครูจำไม่ได้ว่า
You'll need to check with the protocol of the ship. Yeah.
Wait, wait,
ทาง
wait.
ซ้ายเลยอาจารย์
For restaurant that you work before,
Yes.
you serve the drink
On the right side.
ขวา
on right side.
ถ้า
Okay.
เป็นร้านอาหารเครื่องดื่มจะขวา
And
อา
the
หารจะ
food
ซ้าย
from the left
Okay, okay,
side.
okay.
Right?
อืม
Yeah.
you introduce menu always in the right side
On
right
the right side.
even they
well-
come alone
Not always, because sometimes you might have a table that's against the wall,
อือหือโอเค
right? Up against the wall or up against the wall here. If it's against the wall here, I'm going to present the menu from the left side. If the table is here, I'm going to present it from the right side. Okay? So it depends how the table is located. If it's a big round table and you've got 8 people at a table, you're just going to come, you'll know, you'll feel here, you know? Or there's an open window. There's windows between people, which means it's a space.
โอเค
And it's a space where you can just step into slightly, not invading them, but at their shoulder lengths. This is normally where you stand, is at the shoulder length, right? And then I would come and talk at your shoulder length
Okay.
into the table. Yeah.
What do you mean shoulder?
ระยะ
Okay.
ห่างประมาณนี้
ระยะห่าง
Let's have 2 chairs here. So we have 2 examples, 2 people.
Oh.
Right, let's just say
ประมาณเก้าอี้2 ตัว
Okay. No practice it down. Okay, Mark. I've got a menu. Menu.
ยิงสมุดเป็น
That's nice color. Okay. So my guests have just come in and they're sitting down, right? And they're let's turn you around a little bit, no problem. Let's face each other more, right? And so I'm standing waiting for customers to come in, so I'm going to approach them. I say, good afternoon, how are you both? Good. Did you have a good day? Yeah, good. My name is Mary, and I'm your server for this evening. And I'd just like to tell you what's on our menu. And we have some specials this evening, etc., etc., etc. And you can open the menu and say, we have one of our best dishes is lobster, steamed lobster. It's very nice to start it with prawn cocktail and da 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 da. and work your way through. And
You mean the menu is the length of the shoulders, right?
yes, I'm sorry, because we changed positions. So I just came in. But if it was a round table and there was many people, we'll play act this afternoon. We'll put out 4 place settings on the table and we'll show you how we come in. We come in and you're here level with me, right? So I'm just very slightly back from your shoulder, see?
Oh.
This would be where you would stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would come in.
Not come too close and
No,
not come
not
too
come to close, because then they feel like you're invading them, you know? So you've got to be polite. Yeah.
ระยะห่างเนี่ย1 คืบ
Yeah.
คืบ
A little bit away and just very slightly off the shoulder, you know? So you can look down gently, say, hello, how are you? Good, good. You don't want to come and say, hello, how are you? You don't want to do that. You're not to invade their privacy, right?
จะไม่ไปละเมิดส่วนตัวเขานะ
Yeah.
ใกล้ๆ
So stay just very, very slightly back. There's many people, you know, and I would turn to the right and say, excuse me, I know you're busy, but would you like to look at the menu this evening? And, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Are you ready to order? Are you ready to order? Something like this.
You
Your
mean
words will come out.
you will stand beside like this, not stand between.
Well, it would be in a motion. I'm just showing you where you would stand according to your shoulder length. But when you're in a circle, and then you would always look to the person on your left. You would not look to the person on your right and speak. You would turn to the person on your left, right?
And the
Everything's done
lady
easier.
first,
Yeah.
right? Lady first, if
Not
count is a couple.
necessarily. You have to see who's the boss at the table. Right? You have to know who's controlling the table. It might be a man and it might be a woman. It might be a business meeting. It might be a family night. But normally, the father or the mother, depending on the play roles that they're playing, you'll know who to approach. Yes? You'll know who to approach. If it's a private dinner party and it's a husband or it's a boyfriend having a date with his girlfriend, you never talk to the woman. Like you'll talk and be courteous, but you will not go to the woman to take the order because the man is taking the woman out for dinner. So he's in control.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So you would go to him and you know, introduce yourself. Hi, good evening. My name is Mary. I'm your server this evening. How are you? Good, good. And then introduce your own presentation. You have your own presentation, your own little story that you want to present with your menu and know your menu. And then if you know it's a romantic evening, they might want something very nice like a filet mignon, which is a special kind of beef. And it comes in one piece like this. It's like a roll. It's a beautiful piece of beef. And it's what you would offer the best for your date. And then you know then you have to learn how to bring it in, present it, and cut it. And these men that are very wealthy and taking women on dates, they know exactly the high-class restaurants. So you need to be competitive with them also, because they will tell you you're not doing it right. You know, I had a situation once where I corked a bottle of champagne, and when I corked it, the cork flew. It flew right over the table. I was so embarrassed. And my boss was right behind me, and she literally went like this, come with me. And she took me to the side. She said, don't you do that again. I was recommended, like, boom, that's wrong. You know, and she said, now I'll show you how to do it. And she kind of embarrassed me. She had me come out and she said, server, she snapped me. She said, come here, I'll show you how to do it. I hope you're never in that type of situation, because there's no need for that kind of ordering. You know, you're gentle people. I'm a gentle person. So if one of my staff had done it wrong, I would have pulled them aside and said, oh, you know, that was a little bit over the top. Let's the next time try to make sure that you've got a handle on the cork so it doesn't fly, because it flew a long way, you know. And just do it gently. Always do it gently, you know, because you'll have more response in somebody working for you if you can speak to them nicely. It's very important. Okay.
ก็
Yeah.
อันนี้เรื่องของถ้าเป็น หัวหน้าหรือเป็นอะไรนะคะก็คืออย่าไปฉีกหน้าลูกน้องมากอะก็คือว่า
Don't be
ถ้าเขาทำอะไร
rude, don't
ผิ
be
ดพลาด
angry.
นะอย่าไปทำหยาบคายกับเขานะอย่างเช่นเขาโดนมาเนี่ยก็ที่ผู้จัดการเนี่ยลากไปเลยนะคะแล้วก็บอกอย่าทำอย่างนี้อีกนะแล้วก็คือใช้กริยาท่าทางที่ไม่ดีมากๆเลยเรียกอย่างเงี้ยมาเดี๋ยวจะทำให้ดูเงี้ยตอนหน้าแขกเนี่ยมันก็ไม่ดีใช่ไหมเพราะฉะนั้นถ้าเราเป็นหัวหน้างานหรืออะไรเนี่ยก็อย่าไปฉีกหน้าลูกน้องขนาดนั้น
So she took me out in front of this very romantic couple, you know,
ต่อหน้าแขก
and she's scolding me in front of the
แล้วก็ต
people.
วาดใส่คน
You know?
ตวาดใส่เขา
But afterwards, the man who was taking the lady for a date, he was very nice to me. He said to me, "You served the meal very well, thank you." He
แต่แขกก็ดี
complimented
นะ
me.
แขกก็ให้กำลังใจกันนะก็ชมบอกว่าเนี่ยบริการดีมากเลยนะครับ
And he said, "Don't worry about the champagne. Champagne bottles are very hard to open. The next time you'll do very well."
เพราะว่าแกไป
He
เปิด
was very nice. He brushed over the
แชม
angry
เปญอะ
boss.
มัน
you know?
ฝาก๊อกมันกระโดดไง
Yes, yes. So just always still keep happy. Don't get upset.
อย่า
Don't show
อ
you're
ย่าทำหน้าส
upset.
ลดนะคะให้
I was upset. I had knots in my stomach. I
เขา
thought,
รู้สึกไม่ดีท้องปั่น
you
ป่วน
know, my first bottle of champagne. Give me a break. That's what I was
เอ
thinking.
อที่
You
ว่าโอ้ย
know?
สงสัยนี่แชมเปญขวดแรกถูกไล่ออกซะแล้ว
And I was nervous to begin with because I'd never done it.
ประ
you
มาณ
know?
นะคะ
And so anyway, when she scolded me, I felt very uneasy inside. But I had to quickly not allow my emotion to be part of me. I had to disconnect it from me.
พอถูกผู้จัดการตวาดปุ๊บเนี่ยแกเสียเซลล์นะคะ ข้างในปั่นป่วนไปหมดเลยพยายามที่จะควบคุมอารมณ์ตัวเองเนี่ยที่จะกลับมารักษาอารมณ์รักษาท่าทีอย่างดีนะคะ
So that I still had my smile on my
ก็ยัง
face.
คงมีรอยยิ้ม
And my eyes were still dancing.
แล้วก็
Yes.
ตานะคะตาก็ไม่ได้ตาแบบคนง่วงนะตาเหมือน
And
ตา
I was
เต้น
still
รำอะ
pleasant to the customer.
นะคะ
You know, and then I can call her what I want after work. But in work, no, I can't do that.